everyone, and welcome to the stream. We are starting a little bit late today because we're doing a one-shot and we all had to create characters, and we didn't think you would want to hear, nothing but typing and silence while we did that. So today is going to be a one-shot. It's going to be run by Daye, who usually plays Soul, which means I am under an alternative account, and she is under mine, so she can use monsters. I hope you guys enjoy it, and take it away.
Oh, okay. So we are set up with a group of people. She'll scroll. All right. The context. You've recently joined a cult promising safety from a war-torn area. You joined the exploratory group. It is led by Felix, and the mission is to find the scale which the colonel, the cult's leader, is desperate to get her hands on. Felix believes it rests in this dungeon, but previously he's only made it so far, and time is running out. So, we're gathered together in the really bad, lame armory of this group that's like gypsies. Gosh. Should just start over. And
You're doing great.
prepping before we head off into the dungeon. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves, maybe you had just been rescued the day before. This is the first time you guys have seen each other around the room. There's weapons on one side of a wall that you're facing.
And we're allowed access to these weapons?
Yes. And it's just general stuff. So I assume, if you want to change your stuff or whatever, you can. But this is where you would have picked up whatever you put on your character sheet because, I don't know. I guess I assume this is just where you get armored. And Felix is standing up, ready to take questions, and take it away. First person with the talking stick. Anyone?
Okay, so I am a 6'5" Kenku with black feathers and yellow eyes. I am going to be a Beastmaster Ranger for my class today, which should be fun. I've never played a ranger, and I've always wanted to, so we're gonna do that. And then I have a wolf companion who is my little buddy because I am a Beastmaster. As a Kenku, I am a mimicker, which means I can only say things in character that I have heard before. And my name is like an arrow being shot because I'm a dork. And I think that's it. Daye, you will need to know that my favorite enemies are dragons, and my favorite terrain is a mountain. I don't think rustic hospitality is going to come in because we're just doing a dungeon thing. And that's all.
Fabulous.
Alright, my character name is Hack. He's a short humanoid, and he's currently has like dreadlocks and very, very hairy arms and chest, and he's currently right now just bedraggled gear. He's going through and he's trying to find a pipe.
All right. My character's name is Hawk. He's
What? You're both named Hawk?
Yes, I know.
No, mine is pronounced Hack. Is his name Hawk?
Oh my god.
Hack and Hawk.
That's not gonna be confusing at all.
Nope.
But
Please continue. I'm sorry.
He's 6'2", a mop of black, messy hair on top of his head. He's lean, wearing a martial arts gi or robe. Um, that's a little bit messy. Um, he is for the first time leaving his temple to find his way in the world. So it's the first time he's been outside. Uh, and uh, and yeah, so he signed up to adventure and gain life experience.
Cool.
I don't know if there's anything he needs. Oh, it's just do you need to know my class? Or no, he's a monk. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Hack. What's your class?
Oh, I'm a druid.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, do any of you guys have an apple?
An apple? No.
An
You
apple?
bird person?
No.
So Felix,
I
who's at the head of the room, will have heard you, and he's a kind of like a fish humanoid type looking creature. His skin is oddly smooth, and he has black scales that climb up what little of his neck you can see under his hood and up to his cheekbones, and then his skin is very very pale white, and he kind of looks sickly like a fish. When he
Out of
talks,
water.
you see these like piranha like thin sharp teeth, like a whole mouth of them. And he says, we can stop by the kitchens on our way out and you can grab something.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh yeah, sweet.
All right, if everyone's ready, we'll head by the kitchens and head out.
Head out.
Yeah, I guess Hawk being a very you know worldly person doesn't really have much in terms of way of possessions. Well, you said this was a room where we can gather supplies, right? So he'll just grab a spear and then he'll just like give it a few test swings. You know, he seems very familiar with it, and then he'll just put it on his back.
Okay, and you guys will see a red skinned dragonborn tall lady helping this other female. They're the only two other females there, and she's like helping this girl get armored up and ready to go. And you know, she looks kind of clumsy. Not the dragonborn, the other one. And they head out and follow Felix, as well as two like bird humanoid type people, and they both have spears and bows and arrows, and they filter out the room. And then a gentleman that is very very muscular in a shirt that is too small, and his skin is gray, and you're not sure, but he might be sweating. His sweat kind of looks pink, and he has very broad features, and he just has a lot of rings on his hands. Mainly, that's the only thing you can really see about him. That's distinctive. And then maybe like five other people also filter out behind the group, and they're like mismatched and war torn, but they seem kind of like they know each other, like they're kind of, I don't know, the ruffians of the cult area, and they were just like thrown into doing this to get them away from people that are actually trying to accomplish things. And so you guys will filter down. You were on like the third story of a building, and you filter down in the kitchens on the first story, just, you know, regular stairs, kind of reminiscent of like a college building. And there's some office people that are in the kitchen. You know, they have like slacks on and buttoned up shirts and really loafers, that kind of thing. One looks like she could be like part panda. She's got the whole really furry thing going on with white and black splotches everywhere in the panda kind of regions of color. Um, and she'll look up and be, do you guys need anything before you head out?
Yeah, can I get a couple apples?
The panda lady will, she'll go into like the pantry. It's dug out, so she opens up doors and descends down a staircase that you can't really see, and she comes back up and she hands you a couple of apples, and then she has a whole bunch of like little packages that are like tied together with burlap and twine, and everybody like picks one up who's been there before, and then there's extras for the people to just follow what everyone else is doing.
Is there food in here?
Yes, it's for your journey. May the light guide you.
Flip 2 grabs
Ooh.
one and may the light guide you.
Hawk will hold a single hand to his chest and then bow his head in thanks as he takes an apple.
Stay safe now.
Thanks.
And Felix will like circle his finger in the air and like walk out the building. You guys will you know, bend around the building and go down a semi-steep hill. It's all kind of flat desert kind of terrain, so it's rocky, dry, kind of monotone because the sun just set, so it's dark, but it's not that dark yet. But there's also like no color to anything, just kind of blue chromatic across the board. And as you walk, you'll start to hear like a waterfall, and the ground will gradually become like a little bit muddy, but packed mud, so you're not sinking into it. And then as enough water on the ground starts to puddle, there'll be stepping stones, so you can start walking on those. And as about the time you start stepping on those, you'll see you're actually walking into like a pond lake area, and there's crepe myrtles and willows, and they're huge. Water's like dripping off the willow branches into the pond, so you hear like droplets. It smells a little bit like sulfur, and you know, it's not hot and it's not cold, but you can feel like kind of warm breeze going over the pond, and it's kind of eerily quiet, which is why the droplets stick out so much in the sound.
This is beautiful. And I'll stop and I'll take the apple that I've been carving out the entire time and just put some leaves on top of it and then take out a tinderbox and start hitting it. And I'll just take a huge hit. And then I'll like pass it over to Hawk and be like, hey, you want some too?
Wait, you said you take out a what?
A
followed
bong
out
made
an
out of
apple.
an apple.
A what made out of? You said a ball made out of an apple?
Bong. He's made a bong
Oh,
out of an
he
apple.
made a bong.
And it's offering you a hit.
Oh, okay. Hawk will Hawk being, I guess, familiar with some of the older guess the right word for the older teachers and magistrates from his temple who would partake using the of the herb, I should say, finds that he has a bit of a distaste for it, and he'll decline, and say, what was it? He says, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." And then he'll be like fingering his prayer beads and like meditation.
Oh, so square. Do you want some bird person?
Trying to think
I
of the
will-
word. Sorry, 1 second.
The two bird people that you guys saw with the rest of the group that are not
Me.
Thunk also look back, but they continue with the rest of the group who is walking away from you guys at this point.
Oh, I would still be walking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not stopping to talk.
I think.
I think we all would still be walking, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawk is just like fingering his meditation beads and kind of like walking in contemplation, keeping pace with the group.
Oh, okay, so Flip 2 would say, accordingly, and, like, hold out his wing for it.
Okay, have you ever used one of these before? You can say yes or no.
Yes or no?
Okay. And then I will just hand the apple with fresh herb on top.
Is Flip 2 able to figure out how to do it?
I mean, you've watched me do it.
Yeah, that's true, but, just for funsies.
I guess make a perception, or would that be perception? Like you perceived what they did, so you can copy it.
Yeah, that works.
That or intelligence check.
Yeah, perception.
No, it's not an intelligent thing. She's an intelligent bird. Okay.
Yeah, I think perception matches.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, well, I forgot to change my sheet to...
Those are like epic rolls. Do you want to try one more time? Because those are both
hilarious.
excellent.
They're hilarious.
Wow.
A
was gonna
say,
crit
take the
fail
first
and a
one.
crit success.
Wow,
No, that's okay. No, just take the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. What do I do?
You eat the apple.
I eat the apple. Bet. With all the herbs on top?
Yes.
Yes!
I'm just staring in disbelief. That was for 3 people. I was supposed to get that back. Oh.
So
Okay.
at this point, there's a thick mist that's really condensed around you guys, and you can barely see the person that's in front of you, and you've had to filter down to basically a single file line due to how the stepping stones are laid out. So probably make a wisdom check, I think.
For what are you after?
The mist is trying to invade your mind.
Yeah, that'd be wisdom.
Wisdom, please.
Saving throw?
So a wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well. Yep.
Okay. So.
Whatever, you just leave advantage on.
Oh, I took it off of mine.
I haven't had the option to do advantage or disadvantage. I don't know. That's very.
No, it's automatic right now. If you want to change
Oh.
it, you can go into the settings on your character sheet, and near the top right, it'll say roll queries. You can change it to advantage toggle, and then always whisper rolls. And then I put on auto roll damage and crit because it's just
okay.
easier.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was going to say, let's see how stoned I get. Mildly stoned. Nice.
Wisdom saving throw, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Oof. So Hawk will feel his mind being weighed down, and then he'll say, "No one." And then he'll start chanting to himself, "No one saves us but ourselves." No one can and no one may.
All
We
right.
must walk the path.
So Hawk and is it Thunk or
Fwip
Thung?
2.
Thwip?
Fwip 2. I put it as my name
Thwip.
on the bottom.
Thwip. Oh,
Fwip 2.
Thwip 2 and Hawk. You guys will start the slow process of reliving like the worst day of your life in your mind. And hack should capital A that hack. You we'll go with that. You're stoned and you're super chill, and therefore as you're only getting like minor bad vibes. And then the people that are around you guys, like the group of 5 people who kind of seemed like they just got put there, and they're like the student soldier type people, they're all bawling. They're starting to scream around you and collapse to their knees. And the Dragonborn is staring at her charge, who has stopped mid walk, and the 2 gentlemen bird people are hugging each other. Although you can't see through the mist, so I don't know which one of you would be seeing this. That's probably bad on my part. Anyway, there you go. Continue.
So,
I'll just be like,
do we take any damage, or are we just like just reliving?
Yeah. So then I guess, can you guys make a dex save?
One dex save.
do I have to?
Everyone has to make a dex save. That's fabulous. All right. So you guys stay successfully on your pedestals, and you hear a couple as people that are interspersed between you guys disappear, and you hear like a and a quick gurgle, and then there's nothing. There's just the silentness, because the people that had been screaming are the ones that aren't there anymore.
Considering I'm reliving my worst day, too, I am also just like, rah! Rah! As I go along. Burb.
I'll just look at the bird that's like looking like it's throwing up or something, and I'll just, are you okay? And I'll just slap her on her cheek. Snap out of it! You're harshing my mellow, man.
Okay, I guess make another wisdom save to see if you're over it. Yes. Okay. You flip through. You wake up and you're checking it out.
Awesome.
And then Hawk. Also,
Hawk.
or,
Yeah, Hawk will be like, I guess, like still as a statue. Trying his best. He's gripping his prayer beast as like tight as he can. One hand still to his chest. Just trying to repeat his teaching over and over his head while he's still getting flashes of the worst day of his life. Um, he's just saying, over and over to himself, a disciplined mind brings happiness. A disciplined mind brings happiness, and he's kind of like flinching as if he whatever in his vision of is him being like struck and like repeatedly flinching and just you know um just trying to repeating his mantra over and over again.
Flip 2 is going to turn to Hawk, since you said we were in single file, so I guess we've established our order now. and do the exact same thing that Hack did to Flip 2. Smack him across the cheese. You're harshing my mellow, man. Snap out of it.
Do I have to do a wisdom save?
We'll just say it wakes you up because you're already
Okay.
kind of fighting against it.
Okay. So Hawk's eyes will get thrown open, and there's a bead of sweat dripping down his face.
Come on,
then-
I want to get moving. I need to make another apple.
He'll be panting as if he realized he would just, it was all just a vision. And then
So-
he says, "Yeah,
Sorry. So your order for right now is Hack, Flip 2, Hawk.
yeah."
Yeah.
Okay. There's gonna be someone's gonna like tackle you from behind, Hawk, and like
Uh-huh.
you guys are gonna fall into the water together because you smacked together and they were
Oh, okay.
running. So is there anything you want to do?
I want to. If I get tackled from behind, right, and I don't fall forward, you say I'm falling to the side,
To the
or
side. Yep.
okay. I think.
They're with you. They like, I guess, a grapple check maybe. I guess
if he's
strength check.
if he's grappling me, then I would like to, yeah. Whoops, I'm sorry. Can I do? I guess try to break grapple mid fall, or as we fall into the water, I try to break the grapple.
So acrobatics check.
Um. Acrobatics.
Okay, you're going to fall into the water, but your fingers catch the very edge of your stepping stone, and you feel something slither around your ankles and start to
Uh-oh.
tighten and crawl up your body and drag you down.
Oh no.
Then you slip and you get eaten. Who's next?
Flip 2 would try to grab Hawk.
I will put my quarterstaff out for Hawk to grab it.
Okay, so wait, which one first?
I think we both do it at the same time.
Probably.
Okay, as you guys bend over to help, you're gonna see like vines of seaweed whip out of the water and grab you and try and pull you into the water, the direction that you're bending over. So I guess acrobatics. Okay, you guys stay on, but the seaweed also stays on. So you're above the water, seaweed is holding on to you, and I don't know, what do you guys do?
I would like to cut the seaweed with my short sword.
Just be like, come on, man. And then I'll do produce flame and just kind of burn it away.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm assuming I'm like underwater
You're good,
by this
Gia.
point.
You're good, Midnight. Just, you're good.
Okay.
You are underwater, but don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you hit the seaweed, you chop it off. Nice. And then the fire.
Seaweed doesn't burn.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. But I guess if you like crit your attack roll or something, sure. You gotta, I don't know. You gotta.
6 point of fire damage. It could dry it out. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to go in and save these damn fools, and I will just use
I'm almost
my
drowning.
bonus action to turn into a giant sea eel and just drop into the water.
The seaweed caresses your seal body and drags you down to the bottom.
Ugh.
It loves
I'm
you.
an eel.
Yeah.
I heard seal.
Eel.
Okay, it does the same thing. It catches you in a net.
Eels are very slippery.
So is seaweed, though.
So what really happens?
Flip 2, you are alone. Everyone has been pulled under the water.
Flip 2 is going to say,
Game over, man.
blasphemous, and dive into the water.
All right, you see seaweed all over the place, just chilling out, attempting to kind of like touching a little bit on the bottoms of the stepping stones, and you're diving through the water, and at the, I guess towards the bottom, you could say. I mean, you see like this light blossoming, and it's kind of like there. It kind of shines on like a spherical bubble a little bit. You don't see anyone, but you do see that. So I assume you swim for that.
I go to the light. They always tell you not to go to the light, but I'm going to the light.
Excellent. You reach the bottom, dive through it. It wasn't that deep, and you come into a cavern with stone walls, and it sounds wet. Like there's drips everywhere. There's slight running water. It's cold, and there's algae over every single wall, every surface. So it's a little slippery, and you get plopped in on these oversized kind of beanbag shape anemones, and they're not hurting you, but they're kind of like trying to hold your body, like hug you.
Do I see anyone else?
There's a doorway right out of this room into a hallway, and you can hear people talking, but you don't see anyone. But it sounds like that's where the party went.
I'm going to say, it's disproportionately scorching in here, and try to get away from my anemone friend.
The anatomy lets you go, and as you get up, you hear a little, like a cry sigh, and so you make your way into the hallway. You see everyone else. You are all fine, just wet. The hallway is wet, damp, cold. It stretches out. In front of you guys, it kind of dead ends, probably with the wall of the room. That's like where it starts. Goes off in one direction. It kind of slopes just a little bit, and you can only tell it slopes because on one side of the wall, there's like a lava lamp line of blue light that seems to have sea life in it that's flowing.
Okay, I'm an eel. What the hell is happening to me?
You are probably still in the sea anemone. Sorry, we should resolve that. The sea anemone is hugging you. It's bright pink. Thick little
My natural
fingers.
habitat. I am enjoying this.
All right, so the rest of the party is back out in the hall. Hawk, what are you up to? You landed in a sea anemone, and I assume you heard the rest of the party. That was before Flip 2 came down. So
So you said when you say a scene, I mean, what is that exactly again?
think like a neon beanbag that has like really thick, super thick bristles. Like it's all human fingers. Like that's the size. They're not fingers, but
Remember Finding Nemo?
Yes, I
That's
remember
what they
Finding
lived
Nemo.
in.
What they live in?
Yeah, the sea
Okay.
anemones.
This!
Yes.
yeah, but these ones aren't electrocuting you or anything. They're very friendly. They just want to hug you.
Okay, and then this is and we're so wait, we're in the hallway. You said.
Yes, so everyone,
And
yeah,
then-
just like
and there's
that,
water,
Pantora.
and we're not underwater.
No,
Or
not
it's
at
like
all.
air?
You
Okay,
just
okay.
hear a lot of water because I mean this thing is under the pond. So
Okay. I think um, Hawk would, I guess, collect himself, say a quick mantra. He would say, what would he say? He would say, um, pain is certain, but suffering is optional, and kind of like calm his mind. I guess he would start moving. You said if he doesn't start listening for noise if he hears anything in this where he is. Does he hear anything or anything, or just water?
You hear a shit ton of thrashing in the enemy next to you.
Yeah, so I probably should have resolved you guys in a different order. That's my bad. I should have gone in the order that you guys were eaten. But anyway, you'll hear the same thing that Thwip 2 heard.
Mm-hmm.
You hear lots of water drips,
Mm-hmm.
like trickling, and then everybody who was eaten before you is in the hall. So you'll hear talking and that kind of a thing.
Okay, so so I guess I would anyone who needs assistance, I would start trying to free them.
That's just
Um,
me as an eel.
at the time, yeah. Well, he was at. It's just you right now because
It's
I
just
resolved you guys in like opposite order because I'm a
okay.
noob. So
Um,
you're alone.
okay, so I'm alone. None of the other members of our group are there. Um, uh, I guess I would I'd probably stay put for a minute, seeing if anyone would follow, and then
Okay,
wait.
if
Yeah.
you do that, then you will see an eel
Mm-hmm.
fall through the ceiling and into a sea anemone next to you.
Okay. Yeah. At that point, I would start like using my spear to kind of like move the. I guess I don't know the lack of better words is tentacles or phalanges or whatever.
They're really short. They're only like 3 inches long. You could get
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
They're not actually keeping you down. They're just when
Mm-hmm.
you look at what they're trying to do to you, it's like they're trying to hug you.
Okay. Then yeah,
You
I
can
would
get
probably
up, no problem.
yeah I walk over to the eel. I guess kind of like grab the eel and then like pull him away.
I will start thrashing.
You start thrashing.
I am
I would
out of
like
sorts and high,
uh
and I'm suffocating all at the same time.
yeah. I would look for like if there's a pond of water on the ground and it's like is there a puddle of water or any water around me?
Yes, there's puddles of water everywhere, about
Okay, I would
maybe a
go
centimeter deep.
oh well, I don't know if it would help or if it's deep enough or how big the eel is, but I would like try to put the head of the eel under that puddle of water, like you know.
So to retcon it, I guess Thwip 2, this is what you would fall into the ceiling during. You would see a guy holding an eel's face into a very short puddle.
Okay.
So I guess we'll restart there. I'm sorry. What do you do?
Um, I would see the eel look at Hawk, say, dinner?
I can still
Uh,
understand you, and I just start thrashing even more.
uh, Hawk will probably say something like, what do I say? I don't know what Hawk would
Case in
say.
point, you don't know that I'm an eel because you got taken
Yeah.
first.
Oh, okay. I
So
don't know you.
Felix,
I would probably drop the eel into the puddle of water and you know, yeah. I just like say a quick prayer, because I think that you're about to die from not having any water, so I'm gonna say a quick prayer, for this eel.
The party leader, will stick his head into the room and say, "We're about to move out. Why do you guys come on? Um, we've only made it to the next room ever, so it's about to be fresh and new for everyone."
I will now remember that I'm actually a human and just transform back, but I'll still try to breathe the water. So I will like rip my head out and just cough up water like a madman.
Mm-hmm. I'll start helping Hack up.
Flip 2 will look
Man.
sad and go, not dinner.
You were gonna eat me?
Flip 2 just shrugs.
After all the apples?
Hawk will
I
put
gave you my apple.
Hawk will put a comforting hand onto Hack's shoulder and say, "You will not be punished for your anger, but you will be punished by your anger." And then like
Dude, you
lowers his head as if in a very profound way.
who invited you in? You're just like killing all the good vibes in this room, man. There was mist. I was kind of digging it. It was creepy. I jump in the water. And then. Why do you keep saying these things, man?
Hawk will say, "The mind is everything. What you think is what you become."
Dude, you need to smoke some. Just calm down.
The
You're killing my
dragonborn woman,
vibe, man.
the dragonborn woman with red skin will come into the room and kind of shoo you all out to join the rest of the party. And you'll hear her mutter, "We'll need as many meat shields as we need."
Hawk
Meat? What? Meat?
Hawk will follow, but over his shoulder he'll say, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." And then keep walking.
I'm getting
Flip
anxiety.
2. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm getting anxiety, so I whipped out another apple and I started hollowing it out. Now follow.
Flip 2 is going to go in the back and pull out his longbow.
You'll see that other people in the hall have also readied their weapons. One of the crane people has a bow and arrow ready. Another one has his spear kind of in his hand. Felix himself has his dual daggers out, all that jazz. And you'll see the dragonborn woman. You'll see her like talking to her sword, just muttering to it. And the rest of the group, the other like 6 people, are patting themselves down as Felix ushers us down the hall. And all you guys see for a while is the hallway itself, and then a light kind of opens up, kind of red at the end of the hall. And you guys will see the inside of this huge cavern with really shiny black walls. And the flames from multiple lava streams are what's being reflected on the walls. You'll pass over a grate at the end of the hall, and you'll be on kind of a sand dune that slopes down to another kind of circular descending, very large staircase that in the center of it has a kind of column of lava that's really alive, like it's in pouches, kind of looks like a really big lava lamp, and it's just going up and down.
I'm way more interested. I'm not paying attention to any of this, and I just have my fingers on fire, and I'm smoking another hit to calm down.
Hawk will take his spear off his back, and in one hand, he has it in his right hand at the ready, at his side, and while his left hand is still holding the prayer beads to his chest, and he'll still be repeating his mantras as he, continues downward with the group.
Hey man, why don't you just become the weapon instead of wielding the weapon?
To conquer oneself is a greater task than conquering others. Hawk will say in response.
That's what I just said. Come on. Become the weapon.
So as you guys hike down the sand dune and get closer to the lava staircase, you'll start to hear like sizzles and snaps, and it'll get significantly hotter. Like you guys almost have to catch your breath because you went from this very, very cold area to almost no time of a regular room temperature and into some really, really warm temperatures as you start heading down the staircase and descending into the volcano. And as you reach the bottom, you'll see some fire sprites interspersed with like the ruins of a castle, kind of decimated. Like there's barely a wall standing that's maybe 4 feet tall. And the flooring is sandy, and there'll be a slight breeze that you can barely feel, like pushing you forward into the room. So Felix will start heading you in, and he'll kind of whisper back at you guys. We've never really made it this far, so all of it's new from here. And as you guys make your way through a couple of gargoyles, or what seems to look like gargoyles, they're like very large statues, like 20 feet tall. They start to shake a little bit, and you see like life sparking like neon green into their eyes. And the gray muscled man will say, everybody group together. Will speed spell us. And he'll kind of draw in the air with his rings, and a pink circle will appear around the group, just a faint line. And everyone's feet will have like a slight pink glow to them. And Felix will just yell, "We should probably run," as the statues kind of crack and come to life. And they're these giant chicken warriors. They've got these huge pluming feathers, but they're slightly armored. And
Like they're
they both
actually
have
chicken. Like are they like man humanoid shape with chicken head? Or are they like actual chickens?
I'm thinking chicken run.
human chickens is probably better. They have arms to hold spears.
So chicken run.
Okay.
Yeah, arms to hold spears. And they start coming after you. But you do have Ruby speed spell, so you're sprinting. What do you guys do?
So is everyone else in the group running?
Yes, like a herd. You guys actually made it past that first 2 set, but as you continue deeper into the room, you have to be careful not to slide on the sand, and 2 more sets of 2 statues come alive as you guys are heading. So if you want to make like a deck save, see if you guys trip.
Oh, I will cast Entangle, kind of like whenever we hit a choke point.
I'll see. Yeah, I'll start running, making sure I don't trip. You said you want a deck save?
Yep. Flip 2, you are great. You are just like hopping along. So is
I'm
Hawk.
fantastic.
Hawk is like floating. And then unfortunately, Hack didn't see a wall, and now he is attempting to climb over it, which is slowing him down.
I dropped my apple.
Hawk will turn back and notice that Hack is struggling to get over this wall. Will leap back and like put his arm across from the top of the wall to like reach down for Hack.
You see me torn over getting my apple and running.
You'll see Felix. He circled back to yell at you guys. Go around the wall. It's only 4 feet wide. Come on.
Oh. I'll grab my apple and I'll run around the wall.
Hawk will be like, oh. And then also,
It's actually,
running.
the wall is almost as tall as I am, so. I'm like 5'2" or something like that.
So you guys will come to the end of the room after passing another set of these things. So you have
Chickens.
eight chicken human spear carrying warriors after you, and you run up to the wall, and it is also obsidian and shiny, and you see a doorway in it, but it's shut. And Rupee turns around. This is the man who cast the speed spell, and he throws out these red balls of energy in his hand into like as far as he can, like a football throw. And some of the chickens, not all of them, but let's say like 4, get distracted and go after the ball. So you guys still have 4 after you. What do you do?
Well, didn't
Well, I cast Entangle.
Yeah.
So did that help?
Tangle should definitely slow him down.
Yeah, we'll say that it has the back 2 rows stuck. So you guys are free right now to address the door.
So the door's locked. Is there a doorknob on it or anything like that?
No.
So it's just like any keyholes?
No keyholes.
Any writing?
Okay. So it's just like an outline of a door, I guess.
Sorry, I should have explained it better. It's like a doorway you can see. It's
Okay.
you see like the edges of the doorway, they're raised, and then like the door itself is just like a black sheen. It's a solid like piece of obsidian. It looks just like the walls.
Is there
I
any
will hit it
writing?
with my quarterstaff.
Yes, there is writing around the edges of the door frame.
What does it say?
You guys figure out it says, "I am hungry."
I am hungry.
I will grab somebody else's food pouch and I'll throw it at the door.
The food pouch bounces off of the door, and you kind of feel this vibration come out of the door, and it's like rejecting you. Like you feel rejection.
I will go and I will grab the food pouch and I'll start eating it.
So the other 2 bird people that were with you guys, they've set up over by the gray gentleman with really big muscles, and they are shooting their bows and arrows at the chicken warriors that are attacking the purple orbs. And
Does it look like they're doing any decent damage, or does it just like look like it's pretty ineffective?
Yeah, it looks like it's doing damage. The arrows are sticking, like they're going in. One of them, they both look like they're kind of sparkly arrows, like maybe one has fire and one has like electricity on it or something. They're like elemental, but you can see them shoot through the air, even though it's like very dim lighting.
Okay. I guess Hawk would kind of signal. You said it's Felix. You said Felix or Phoenix?
Felix.
Yeah, and like gesture to like the writing on the door. See if like he has any idea.
I'm not sure. You see Felix standing like with the other people who aren't ranged attacking the chickens, And he's inquisitive. He's not quite sure. Um, he'll say,
Maybe it's carnivorous, bro.
I don't really deal with doors. I've lived in a pond for most of my life. So, um,
Hey, maybe it's carnivorous. Give it some meat.
the dragonborn woman comes over to Hack and asks, "Are you offering?"
I look blankly like, what?
A chunk
Um,
of meat, an arm, a foot. I can chop it off. My weapons are very sharp.
Hawk would nod his head in like agreement. You cannot travel the path, and you become the path itself. And then like looks very solemn at Hack, and then kind of like gesture him, pushes him, edges him towards the door.
What is your problem, man? You want to lose an arm and sign up for the shit?
The people who you guys are with are like leaning against the door and kind of banging on it and yelling, "Is anyone there? Open the door." Um,
Hawk Hawk would reach out to Hack's hand, and then using a dagger, kind of prick Hack's hand really quick until like a droplet of blood forms on the finger,
Dude, what
and,
the fuck?
and kind of like smears it on the wall.
the door kind of emits a neon green light. It's dim, but you guys can see it. And part of the door, like the very top of it, you can kind of see it's not obsidian. It's kind of like maybe it opened, but you're unsure because it's so dark.
Hey, I gave the solution. I don't need to give all of the solution. Not cool, man. You're taking advantage of me.
Felix, who saw this exchange, will kind of raise his voice and be like, "Why don't we all prick our fingers at the same time and touch the door? That should be enough. There's like over 10 of us."
Hawk
So
will Hawk would nod his head in agreement and just say like give, even if you only have a little, and like kind of make a small cut in his hand and kind of like start gathering the blood in his hand ready for everyone else. Not like a slash across his palm, but like just a small cut on his finger, I guess, or palm, I guess.
so Ruby kind of yells back, "My taunt orbs are concentration based. If I don't focus, they'll," and you just hear him start cussing because he got distracted and now the chickens are running after you guys. And all of the people who were uh, raining arrows on the chickens
Mm-hmm.
all get up, run back, kind of stow their weapons quickly, and everyone's kind of cutting a little bit of themselves in preparation to touch the door.
Yeah, Flip 2 just takes an arrow and slash and BAM! Against the door, and then strings the arrow and shoots it at the beasties that are coming down.
My finger's already pricked. I'm just
Yeah.
barely touching the door.
Your arrow will land in one of the chicken's eyes and stop him while he stomps around in a circle that you guys can feel the impact of as you're leaning against this door, waiting for the rest of your party to touch it. And as the rest of the group touches the door with their bloody fingers, you'll feel the door kind of disappear. Like it's there and then it's not, and you all fall through into the other room. And the chickens are just about to follow you, but they didn't give blood to the door, so they are stuck. This does beg the question, did your Wolfie give blood?
Yeah, I would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's good. He followed you.
Yeah, sorry. I kind of forgot I had him.
I
But yeah.
know, me too. And then I'm like, well, if the wolf did, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I would have done the same thing with my
Sweet,
baby.
yeah.
Leave no dog behind.
Right. All right, you guys, we're about halfway. So if you
Mhm.
want to take a potty break, now would be the time.
I'm okay, but I can wait.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So you fall into this room, and there's a basin of fire in the center of it. It's brick, but fine brick, like worked brick, intentional brick. There's circular patterns and geometric shapes in it on the floor. It's very dusty and dry and a little bit warm, but not hot. And you'll see the door that you came through is solid again. It looks like it's obsidian, but everything that's not the door looks like it's made of this sandstony brick. And there's probably like four doorways, like passageways that are going out from the room in the on across from the doorway, so like in front of you guys. And then there's a raised kind of box. It's a rectangular box. It's raised, and maybe like 2 feet off the ground, and that looks kind of old, like older than the rest of the room. And that's where you guys are. So Felix will turn to you guys, hands on knees, and be like, "Why don't we take a short rest right here and just check everything out, and then we'll see which one of these doorways we should take."
Hey, Felix, do you want to pick me up?
I want to examine the doors.
You said that there's a box.
So the doorways, they all look pretty similar. In fact, they look identical. They're just bricked doorways that lead into passageways that are black. There's no light.
Is this a sealed room or are the doorways open?
The tunnels, you don't see the other end. There's like a very slight breeze, so you feel like it goes somewhere.
Okay, so I can't hotbox this room.
No. And as you approach the box on the floor, the rectangular, you realize it doesn't have a top. It's more like a, I don't know, what's that called? Like a bowl, a basin, a topless box. This is like a topless box made of brick. And that's what I got. What are you looking for? Do you want to investigate?
I'm taking a short breather and I am just laying on the ground, sucking on my finger. Somebody stabbed me. Go pee.
Yeah, the rest of the group will be lounging, and Noms actually has to go potty, so I guess why don't we just like take 5? I'll be right back.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
I got my puppy a new collar today.
Does she like it?
He doesn't really give a fuck. Um, he's really funny though, because like if you take his collar off, he like kind of gets sad, and I think it's
Aw.
because he was abandoned, and so like the last thing someone does is takes the collar off, right? So he kind of gets sad. So I put this one on before I took his current one off, but like the last one, I don't know why, but it like fell off at two different times.
That's weird.
And with him, you kind of need to make sure he has a collar. Like, yeah, you can grab him by his scruff because he has quite a bit of it. But I feel it's nicer to grab the collar than his scruff.
Yeah. I mean, does he have the habit of like running out? Like if you leave the door open, will he like run out and like into the
No,
neighborhood?
he's actually pretty good.
Okay.
The problem with him is, again, because he's a rescue, that he doesn't like people. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and we do have a thing on our door that like tells people not to knock or ring the doorbell because my dad has dementia and doesn't remember that we have a dog that doesn't like people, and sometimes he'll just open the door.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's a problem. But yeah, he's a good boy. Like it's not
Okay, that's good.
I mean, I've proved once again that if you just stand up to him and you show him that you're the boss and you're not afraid of him, he's fine with you in like a day. Because my friend is visiting from Australia. DG is visiting from Australia.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
it took a day for Orion to be like,
but
oh,
he must have been there. He's been wait, has he been to U.S. before?
yeah. He's been to California and Florida.
Okay, okay. So I was gonna say like, oh, how do you like America? But if he's been here before, then yeah, okay.
Yeah. More like how does he like Texas?
Oh, oh yeah, it's his first time in Texas.
The
Yeah.
first time
Okay,
in
then.
Texas, yeah. So he's been with me since November 22nd, or 20th, something like that.
Oh, okay. It's been like a couple weeks.
And then this weekend he went to go see Ryan and T and David and a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll be back here until December 22nd.
Oh wow, like basically it's a month vacation,
Mm-hmm.
and he chose America.
Well,
He chose Texas.
He chose Tejas of all places. No.
He chose. He. Let's be honest in what he chose. He chose Pandora.
I
He
mean,
chose
I'm,
badass.
I'm making no assumptions.
No,
You
no,
know,
that's
friends can
exactly
visit-
what he chose.
Friends can visit friends for a month. Friends
Yeah.
can fly to a different continent to visit another friend
Sure they can.
of the opposite sex,
But do you leave friends?
platonically.
I mean, they can, but
But that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
Should I say Mazel Tov?
It's.
I don't know.
We're gonna leave it there since everyone is
Yeah.
back.
But
I see that out for what it is. Let's continue, guys. We're in a cavern. A room. It's not that big. I don't think I said that before. It's probably the smallest of the rooms you guys have been in. I mean, withstanding the one that you fell in from the seaweed dragged into. And so Felix is gonna get up and say, all right, we lost two of our own in that past room. They unfortunately got entangled along with 4 of the birds, and they were picked at and eaten. I could see it because I have very good vision. So
there were people
that's
behind
nice.
us.
Yeah. but that's okay. We expected people to die. I mean, it's a dungeon. They'll go down in glory. And you'll see the other three people, because it was two of the young ones kind of that got caught and eaten. The three remaining look kind of skeptical, kind of like shell shocked, like, oh, they're not coming through the door. They weren't here.
Hawk will just say a quick prayer for their souls with his, you know, yeah.
So we've taken some time and looked at these doors, and I can't tell anything that's different. I don't know if you guys can see anything, but it all looks the same to me. I say we just split up and we go through all the doorways. And anyone else have any ideas?
Yes. Let's send the wolf down one and see if it comes back.
Flip 2, like, glares at you.
What?
All right, so let's just pair off then.
We should stay together.
I mean, okay, you guys can. Well, I mean, there's 4 doorways, and there's what, 10 of us. We lost 2, so 8.
No, like,
No,
we should
10.
all stay together.
I mean, we could always send this one who stabs people down one alone.
Hawk is
Not
talking.
even an
Hawk,
apology, huh?
Hawk will look
Actually-
like, is he talking to me?
We have like 11 people. You see Felix like counting the room and then counting on his fingers. He's pretty sure he's got it. This is like the 3rd time round. It's taken it like a really awkward minute where all you've heard is Flip 2 saying, "We should stay together," which apparently someone must have said.
I mean, I've
She
been
knows the
alive
words.
for 10 years. Like,
Oh, well, that's true.
yeah, like, I figured I'd have some words besides only the ones that I've heard today.
You have to say it in a different accent every time.
Oh, dear God.
Okay, if we're gonna split up, then I need to calm down again. Have we had a short rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, so Felix will just start like kind of gently like distributing people to doorways. So each one of you guys gets put at a separate doorway, and then with you is like, I think with Hack will be the 2 guys that are crane people, and then with Hawk will be Rupee and one of the trainees. So that's the big guy with gray skin and lots of rings. And then down the 2 other doorways we'll have Flip 2 with the other 2 ladies, which are the Dragonborn and the Dragonborn's charge. And then down the last one will be Felix with the remaining 2 trainees. And he'll kind of like double check that everyone is lined up, and then kind of call out, "Are we good to go, everybody?"
No, I need like 1 minute, and then I will use Druidcraft and have a little seed sprout and flower in my hand, and then I'll put that in my apple and start smoking it.
We should stay together.
So the Dragonborn will turn to Flip 2 and be like, "We're together. It's going to be fine. I've been through dungeons before. Don't worry about it. Only some of us will die."
This is all new from here. We should stay together.
Okay, how about this? So, why don't we light a ginormous fire with a lot of smoke and see where the smoke goes and just go the opposite direction?
So Felix will take into consideration this and be like, okay, why don't we just go down 2, right?
What's in the box?
There's nothing in the box. Actually, Hawk was gonna investigate it, but then I think like he never responded. I think he wanted to investigate it, but it just never happened.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the box.
It's all good.
Yeah. If there's the time before we all line up, Hawk will investigate the box, poke at it a little bit with his spear.
Roll like I guess a perception when you're by the box.
Yeah, I'm as Hawk is looking for any like traps. You know, he's like seeing how heavy the box is. He's like
Oh,
poking to see if the box
in
can be like
it's
moved.
investigation. I'm sorry. Roll
Okay.
roll an investigation. Okay, you don't see any traps.
Uh-huh. Is the box heavy? Like when I push it with the blunt end of my spear,
It doesn't
does the
move.
box it doesn't
No,
move?
it
Okay.
seems like it might be cemented onto the ground or just built into the ground.
Mhm. Is there any keyholes or anything or a lock on the box, or it's just like a box with a lid?
So there's no lid on the box. It's a
Uh huh.
lidless box. But
Okay.
at the foot of the box, at one end of the rectangle, you'll see that there looks to be like something that could be a lock.
So it's just like, oh, it's a literal box. It's not like a chest. It's like an actual like box.
Yes, around the it's an empty, unlidded box. There's no lid.
Oh, empty unlidded box. Okay.
Yes. So near the bottom of it, where you see the lock, what kind of looks like a padlock, but it's not locking anything, so it's a little strange. But will be the words like corpse transporter, just kind of like carved into the stone around it.
You say corpse transporter?
Yes.
I think at that Hawk would probably like not mess with the box, and then kind of like take a step away.
Felix will turn around and be like, "Don't worry about that. We left all of our dead in the other room, so we don't have anyone to power it in the first place."
Hawk would just say a quick little mantra and like back off.
Wait. It transports corpses from where to where?
I've never used that one, so I'm not sure.
Does anybody have a corpse? Corpse? Anybody?
So Felix will shimmy down the groups so that we're going into the 2 closest tunnels, the 2 in the center, and it's half the group in one and half the group the other, just so that we're like more of a group.
Hey, what happened to my smoke idea? Like staring at Felix.
I don't like smoke.
But wind patterns thingies.
You'll just see the fins on like his cheeks just kind of like flare out and then go back down and then flare out and go back down.
That's right. You can't smell.
It burns your eyes.
Oh yeah, especially with those things. I point at his eyes, which are lidless.
Felix smiles with all his teeth on display and just says, "We should head down the tunnel. We're We're only going down 2 now. It's half the group in each one, and if something happens, we can attempt to communicate through the wall in between.
Oh yeah, we totally won't be cut off and dismembered bit by bit on our way down, huh? I mean, then we'll get perfect use of the corpse transporter.
Exactly.
Okay. Hold on just 1 minute. And I will light up another hit, because I'm going to need it.
So the groups, one is headed by the Dragonborn lady, and the other one is headed by Felix. And they start heading down the tunnel, and the rest of the group goes. What do you guys do?
Alright.
Can I wanna insight this Dragonborn lady and this Felix character to see which one I trust more before I make a decision.
Okay. So Felix's mind is kind of silent. He's thinking a lot about pearls and how humans make really strange requests, and that he really just wants to find the scale and get this done. So that he can find more pearls. That's like his sole purpose in life. That's what you get the vibes off of him. And then the Dragonborn, she's you'll get like heavy vibes off of her, like she must be pretty old because it seems like she's been some places and seen some things. And she's trying to just keep her charge alive. And this crazy whacked out group that rescued them from like a crash, and they're stuck here, and they just need to help get this task done, because then they can leave. Because even though they're not like captured and kidnapped particularly, they still can't leave. And it was kind of like said that like they would be able to leave after they do this. So like they're just trying to get the job done. She just wants to get the job done, get through the dungeon, and leave. She doesn't trust the group, meaning she doesn't really trust Felix particularly. She doesn't trust anyone.
I like her. I
Hawk
follow
will,
her.
Hawk will, before you take out, Hawk will put his hand on both Hack's and Flip 2's shoulder. And just, it's better to travel well than to arrive, and kind of like have a firm grip to make sure that that no one splits up or splits apart.
All right, so some of the trainees kind of shuffle around so that the same amount of people are going down each tunnel, and you guys go forward. You're going through the tunnel. It's again, there's barely a draft, and then like after you've been in the tunnel for maybe like 10 seconds, you'll go through like this misty black wall, and you'll pop out into an underwater cavern in which you are in a column of air. So you'll look side to side. You'll see 4 columns of air. You are in the center left one. The rest of the party is in the center right one. And 2 people are spit out almost immediately, ejected from these columns of air into this room that is not very long, maybe the length of, like 30 yards. And at the other side, there's columns of light that stream down onto pedestals, and there's shiny things on them, but you can't really tell what they are. And the people who were ejected had bubbles put on their face. So they have like a mask of air. So they're surprised and they're both kind of like turning around, in the water, looking around. And then you'll hear Felix in the other column next to you guys yell, "Swim forward towards the light." But it's kind of muffled because so you just kind of see his hand motions. It's like waving forward, like go. So the people finally get the hint and they start going forward. And the room is, you can't see the walls because there's too many things encrusted on them, like corals and seaweeds and plants. And there's stuff is moving, but it's kind of too far away to see what it is, but it's just not static. So everything's like shifting in the water. And you'll see a couple pieces of like long seaweed are floating up across the room, like waving kind of in the room, undulating. Yes, got to use the word. And when these guys reach about halfway across the room, you'll see a glyph kind of above the floor. When they get about halfway across the room, you'll see a glyph kind of above the floor, but kind of on the floor, light up under each of the people who are swimming, and a giant great white shark will come out of each one and maw the person and then go up into the ceiling into another glyph, leaving like a bloody trail in the room. And you'll hear like a ding throughout the room, and then 2 more people will be ejected from the columns of air. And they're on it. They're swimming. They're like going. One is Felix, and he's super fast. He's like lightning. Like his fish powers are like on fire, and he's
Wait, I thought we
almost
were
across
with the
the room.
Dragonborn, not Felix.
Yeah, but
They came out. They came out to the same room, I guess.
Oh,
the
okay.
column of air is kind of transparent, so you can kind of see what's happening. Not in great detail, but enough to know like what's happening.
Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry. And so the person that got ejected from your column would have been the charge, the Dragonborn's charge. So she's swimming slower, and it looks like half of the air bubble actually got stuck to the back of her head. So she's struggling, and right as about the time she reaches the end is when you see like a glyph start to appear. So you take it as like she almost didn't make it. So you kind of have a rough estimate of how much time you have to swim across this room. And you'll hear like another ding. And 2 more people get ejected. So can you guys roll like a D100?
Like, we're still moving down these tunnels, right?
No, you guys are static in a column of air.
Okay, so we literally cannot. So, like, water's all around us. Except for where we're standing.
Yeah, except for where you're standing. So you guys are like on a not a pedestal, but kind of like a pedestal, I guess. It's dry. It's in a column of air. You're totally safe, but it's like the water is kind of like coming in, grabbing a person, tossing you out into the room, and then you have to like swim for it.
That's funny because I rolled originally, but it only sent it to myself, and it was a 61.
Oh, so yours still would have been the highest? Is it 61?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to get grabbed and thrown out into the water.
I am literally hugging the dog right now.
And then you're not hugging the dog anymore. And then roll another D100.
I'm just going to turn into a fish and swim.
Just keep
you can
swimming.
do that, but roll a D100.
Just keep swimming.
Half of your air bubble formed on the back of your head.
It doesn't matter.
So you turn into what do you turn into?
I want to turn into a swordfish.
Okay.
Just shoot across.
Cool. You turn
The
into a
air bubble is
swordfish.
around your gills. You suffocate.
Exactly.
You can't breathe.
Hey, that doesn't matter if the air bubble's behind it. As long as the front entrance is open, I'm good.
So
To
the
be
air
honest, I don't know enough about fish anatomy to question that, so I'm just gonna let that go.
so the air bubble will stay like on the tip of your mouth. And it'll get slower and it'll get smaller and smaller and smaller the farther that you swim across the room. But it'll just
I
stay
mean,
there on your snout
It just
sword.
makes it really
he
difficult. To see.
he should be choking because if I remember correctly, like fish breathe by water passing through the gills, so there's no water passing through the
Yeah,
gills.
no. If it's on the tip of my nose and it goes
Yeah,
back
then
above the
it's-
back of my head, then I can fully breathe, no problem.
Okay,
The issue
fine.
before was I couldn't breathe anyway because it was on the back of my head.
So you'll like snap your mouth a little bit and then you'll just hold the air bubble between your maw delicately as you swim forward.
I don't want water in between my.
Then you can
I
let
love
it
fish.
So you let it go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fish now.
He's a fish. A fishy fish.
Shake it off, man. Shake it off. The other person that was in the other lane is significantly slower, and they're terrible at swimming. So they're only like a third of the way into the room when a glyph lights up on the bottom of the floor. This one's neon green, and you guys see like huge octopus tentacles come up from the floor with a little bit of like inkiness into the air, into the water. It's water, not air. And it grabs it and like drags it down. The person, the human.
I've seen enough anime to know where this is headed.
And they disappear into the glyph. And then do you reach it to the other side?
I have a swim speed of 80. I'm just booking it to the other side.
Okay, we'll say at this point you make it. So you're kind of ejected into air.
Yeah, I will transform back into a regular human being and probably faceplant.
Okay. It's sandstone flooring again.
Ouch.
Okay. The next set of people is ejected, and that would be Hack, and then no Hawk. That would be Hawk. Hack just went. So Hawk goes next. You get pulled by water out of this column into this room. So go ahead and roll a. It could be a D2, or no, D100 is good. Let's do that again.
D100.
Yep.
Ah.
See where your bubble goes. Oh, you literally rolled a 2. It's all the way on the back of your head.
Okay, so it's all the bubble. So it's not covering my mouth though.
No, or your face.
Okay,
What's
so
your constitution modifier?
can I tempt my what?
I was gonna say, what's your constitution modifier?
My modifier for constitution is 2.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes of air.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay.
Yep.
I can hold my breath. Okay. I was. Can I see if I can move the air bubble to my face, like with my hands, by cupping it, like the back of my hand, kind of like scooping it towards my face?
Sure. Scooping doesn't really work. So
Okay.
in an effort to do you want to try anything else?
And then I start swimming, as fast as I can to the other side. While praying. Yeah, pretty much. I guess that's all I can really do. Or dash. I don't know if an action. If I can dash while swimming, do they have that? I don't know.
Yes, you can.
Well, while you're swimming, if you're not one of those people that has like swimming feats, I'm pretty sure your movement's reduced because it's considered like tough terrain.
Yeah, it's half speed. So then if you dash, you'd be going normal speed.
Yeah. I'll do that. I'll dash, so my speed is 40. So I'll just be swimming fast as I can. towards the other side.
So do you want to make a... I don't think it'll take 2 minutes, but do you want to make a Constitution check?
Sure. Is it saving throw or is it just the
Yeah.
word Constitution?
Do the saving throw.
Okay. Good. Like it at all.
So you're tired. Making acrobatics, athletics, either one. Okay, you're tired, but you're like pushing through it. You remember this old school swimming move from those monks you grew up with? That
Mhm.
was pretty
It's
badass.
it's the way of the toad.
Yeah, it's the you're toading through the water, and you just kind
Uh-huh.
of like find your second wind, and
Yeah.
you see the glyph kind of glow beneath you, but you
Uh-oh.
like burst into the water as you feel a huge swoosh by your feet.
Can 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 I roll for a superhero landing?
Yes,
What do you want? D100 or what?
athletics or aerobics, either one.
Okay.
You stick it.
Yeah.
How do you want to stick it?
So as I burst out of the water, it's gonna be a front flip, right? And then when I land on as I'm turning, I land on my hands, and then I push myself off from my hands to in an almost like ballerina per like pivot right back onto my feet.
Nice.
Yeah.
So question, because
Mhm.
I don't ever DM. If you have a familiar and a spell affects you, it kind of changes your geolocation. Does your familiar go with you,
Um, that's up to
or is it
you.
treated
So
as...
with this particular one, usually, like if we were in combat right now and it was my turn, it would be his right after, like as part of my turn. So it's really up to you if you want to handle us together or separately.
Um, yeah, okay. So, I'll say that Wolfie gets pulled out first, and then someone else from the other lane. And I don't know how you want to, I guess a D100?
Yeah, I can do that.
That's good. So Wolfie has like a very sizable bubble around its face. And can Wolfie swim?
I'm looking it up
Wolves
right
in
now.
real life can swim, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I
So
just need
I
your
Same
wolf.
speed as Hawk is actually.
That we're good.
Yeah,
Wait,
swim speed of 40, or no, swim speed of 20. So dash is 40.
yeah.
Okay. What does Wolfie do?
I mean, Wolfie swims like hell.
Wolfie's doggy paddling.
Wolfie saw the sharks. Wolfie
Yeah,
knows what's going on.
Wolfie saw the sharks. Wolfie knows what's up.
Wolfie doesn't fuck with the ocean. He's out, you know.
He's like, fuck this noise.
All
I
right.
want land.
So the person who was swimming along with Wolfie in the other lane is kind of the same speed as Wolfie. So they're like keeping pace together. And I probably should have been rolling for their shit this whole time. I'm terrible DM.
Whip out your D100
Roll now.
IRL.
Right now. actually really good. Okay, so yeah, both of the guys make it across with no problem. And does Wolfie like fish?
Wolves will eat fish, yeah.
Okay, so like as Wolfie is breaking into the air, she'll grab a fish for a snack and burst out.
Arr, arr, arr.
And then I think we're kind of like on our last people. So yeah.
So who's left? Like who made it across? Can Hawk take a head count?
Yeah, so we had 11 people, but I didn't count the wolf, which means we had 12.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done
People
4.
down on the other side.
Yeah, so it's the last set. So okay, so look around, and you're the last one to go. Thwip. I have to read it every time. Whip 2.
I rolled
And
it.
Sweet. So you get a nice sizable bottle that is on the proper space of your face, and you're set to go. And the person that's on the other side is they're not set to go. They're scared of water.
Uh-oh.
So continue.
Yeah, no, I mean, Flip 2 does their best to swim with, wings.
Yeah, but I mean, your feathers are oiled because you're like a bird person, so the water should kind of move for you. I'm sure you do great.
I hate to say this, but Kenkus don't technically have wings. They're just feathery arms.
Whatever, feathery arms. Wing type looking things, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this D&D
I'm being a
session
hater.
this session is really technical, so um, so as you get about 3/4 away through the room, you'll see like ambient like light change, like a glyph, and
Mood lighting.
yeah, kind of from like the quarter, your periphery, and you're like but it's in the water, so it's very muted, and you'll hear probably like a big swoosh. But I mean, you're really focused on driving on going forward to get to the end, so it's like the other people who are already clear on the other side. There's a wall of water, and they can watch in it. So that person gets eaten by a
Tragic.
shark, and then you bust out on the other side.
Woohoo! Of course, my Wolfie, like, as soon as it came through, was, like, shaking off all the water. And then so does Whip, too. Like, basically in the same exact way that the wolf did it.
So as you are all there, you'll see that like there's one person that was pretty close. So like half their body is in the room, and half their body got eaten. So it's just like a human corpse with like its intestines glistening across the floor. Rather messy. And then Felix
Hawk will
is
say
over.
a quick prayer.
Felix is over at the scales that are glistening in the columns of light, and he's just kind of staring at them like, should we just take them off and run? I'm not sure.
Is the person dead? Or are they bleeding out or what?
I mean, if their bottom half is gone, I'm gonna say they're dead.
Well, I mean, they could still be alive and bleeding out.
Their entrails are hanging out of their body.
Hey, I just want to know if I can go to the no tears, just dreams and snap their neck.
They're dead, but they're actively bleeding.
What the fuck?
Is that better? I
Yeah,
don't
like they're
know.
dead. Like the blood is coming out, but they're dead. Like
Well, I mean, you ever seen a war movie? They last for like a good
yeah,
20 seconds
yeah.
afterwards.
This one is like he dead, but he the body is still pumping blood. I guess.
This isn't the person that swam with Thwip 2. This is a guy that was like 3 rounds before.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they've been here. They seen shit. Anyway. Um
Hawk's gonna say a quick prayer and just like using the spear, just like roll the body back into the water.
dude, you got to put that back into the box.
the body is difficult to roll back into the water because there's like a kind of pressure on this water wall, and a little bit of water will kind of trickle out as you like touch the wall, and you get the body back in there, but then it just kind of floats vertically, kind of staring at you because no one thought to close his eyes.
Now look what you've done, man. First you stabbed me, now you're rolling people into water. Like,
Hawk will say, I have no idea what Hawk will say. Hawk will say, uh, uh, every uh, every morning we are born again, and then just kind of walk off.
got him! Yeah, he'll be born again in the morning as fish poop.
Hawk will check out the scales.
So there's 3 pedestals that are in light, and the light is coming down from what kind of seems like holes, square boxes in the upper wall behind the pedestals, and the room is made of sandstone, like the previous room had been, very much the same way. And there's a basin of fire in this one as well. Um, kind of in the central part of the room. The columns of light are at the back on the wall with the pedestals. One is a set of bowls on like a chain. They're very ornate and shiny. And another is like a stick that has 2 curved parts, one at each end, and maybe like a hole in the center of it. And then there's like a staff with like a really solid base part um, in the 3rd column on the 3rd pedestal.
I zoned out there for like 10 seconds. Can you say that again?
Sorry.
It's riveting. I know. 3 pedestals, and there's 3 parts of a scale. 1 part on each pedestal. One is the bowls. They're each on a chain. The other one is the centerpiece of the scale. It has like a really solid base, thick, and then the last piece of the scale is like a thinner stick of metal that's maybe like 2.5 feet, and it has a curved end on each end, like to hold a chain.
But they're all chained, basically.
You saying it's in 3 separate pieces?
Yes.
Yeah, look, I just typed it, guys. So 3 pedestals, 3 parts of the scale on each pedestal. So one has the bowls on their chain, one has a centerpiece with the base, and then the last one has the arm that holds.
Ah, okay.
When you
the
said
chains.
scale, I was thinking like fish scale or like dragon scale. So I was like 3 pedestal or 3 scales. I didn't know you were talking about. Wait, scale, than like weighing, measuring scales, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 3 pedestal,
So,
3 prices scale.
so
For
who
each
wants to
pedestal.
think that this is actually symbolic and we're gonna have to do something with weighing things?
Felix kind of shrugs, looks at him,
Ha-
and like points to two other people and picks up a piece of the scale. And the other two people also pick up a piece of the scale. And then they just like hold their breath.
We're all dead!
Hawk will start looking at his knife and then hacks finger again.
Does anything happen when they remove the pieces of the scale from the pedestals?
3 parts of the scale on each pedestal, hold unchained.
Okay, so
Centerpiece
2
with base
pieces have
and
been
eye.
removed or 3 pieces?
No, I think she said, yeah, all 3 have been removed from the pedestal. So does anything happen when when they pick them up?
No.
You're okay. There you go. I was like, you're lighting up green, but I don't hear you.
So
And then
it's just like super silent because half the people were kind of expecting it, and the other half of the people weren't really paying attention because they were like, wow, there's a floating dead body in the room. And so Felix is like, we should go. We have the scale. The colonel will be very happy with us.
So are you gonna like do this weird thingy with your hands I've seen somebody do before where they like, do a giant circle and we just step through it and we're home?
The gray man looks at you and just like face palms.
What? I've seen people do that before. I mean, there's another one, but I mean, there's no trees here.
I don't know who you would expect to do that. I'm an ink caster.
I okay.
So the two crane guys, they'll walk over to the back of the side of the one of the rooms. There is only one room. They walk to the side of it, and there is a staircase. So they holler and they're like, "We should leave, guys."
Is that literally just an exit?
So Felix files over with his piece and looks up the stairs. It looks good, guys. We should go. So everyone kind of groups up over there and starts to head up the stairs. What do you guys do?
Hawk will, I guess, kind of shrug his shoulders and be like, the whole secret of existence is to have no fear, and kind of just like sets off down the stairs.
Dude, I feel sorry for whoever you have to bunk with. Do you do that in your sleep too?
So we have the water behind us and the stairs in front of us.
Yes, you're going up, and you
Alright.
can't really see where you're going. It's all very dim.
Okay, I'm gonna be in the back and like have one hand against the wall to steady myself as I go up the stairs backwards, watching behind us.
Hawk is taking point, so he's leading the way.
Does anybody want any light?
Hawk will respond if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path.
Do you think that sounds intelligent, man? But it just sounds like a stupid person trying to be smart. Is yes or no? Do you want light?
Hawk will respond. Okay.
You say one more thing that sounds bullshitty. I will light you on fire and you will be our torch. And then my path will be brighter, your path will be brighter, everything will be brighter. And I will light my hands on fire.
So one of the people up in front of you guys sees the light and it kind of freaks them out. So they stumble a little bit and hit someone else. So there's like a domino effect going up the stairs. And you hear like a clang of the people that were holding the scale. And as it like hits the ground.
What are you guys doing? There's light. You need to watch your step.
Just hear a couple of people cuss you out as they
Hawk,
get back
Hawk
onto their
will
feet.
Hawk will turn around, at the people who cuss and be like, holding onto anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You're the one who gets burned.
I will climb over the dead body or all the people that have fallen over, and I will go straight for Hawk. Stop harshing my mellow.
Hawk will respond, it is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways.
The
Try
Dragonborn
to touch him.
the Dragonborn will like look down the hall at you guys and you can see her because her eyes are fiery in the darkness. And she'll say, I feel like I'm back at class, teaching my students. Shut up and walk forward. Let's go.
Is that a yes or no on the lights?
Hawk would like shrug.
I was talking to the Dragonborn.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Felix will call down, what you do will be.
I will try to light the fucking Hawk on fire.
Can't light me on fire. I am fire. No, I'm kidding.
So you guys ascend the stairs.
Oh, it's a 10. I totally miss.
Sure.
Who are you trying to hit with the fire?
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah.
Technically,
I've asked
rolled
him
a
to stop
10.
like 20 times already.
The fire just kind of sprouts from your fingers and then like goes out, like spark and die. You'll see the Dragonborn's charge turn back and look at you, and she's like, that happens when you smoke too much weed.
I've never had this happen to me before.
That's what my last boyfriend said too.
Oh, so you're single, eh?
She just turns around and follows the Dragonborn. So as you guys get to the top of the stairs, you'll see that it's like an actual cave, like a regular cave. Slate walls kind of carved out in a half dome fashion. And then like in front of you, maybe like 15 feet away from where you guys came up on the stairs, you'll see a huge opening where the wall isn't there. So it's the opening of the cave, and there's a whole bunch of willow tree branches that are hanging down, and you'll see the pond with the stepping stones again. And you'll hear Felix sigh, and some of the other people grumble, and they're like, "Fuck this shit." So you guys approach the edge of the cave, mouth of the cave, and survey the pond.
Yeah, are the scales gone now?
No, the people holding the scales are the people holding the scales.
So are you guys telling me that literally we ran through this entire dungeon and we could have just walked down some stairs?
Hawk would turn around and be like, the path to enlightenment begins with the first step.
I think in this case you mean the first slip. You'll hear Felix say. We should get back. Are you guys ready, or do you want to rest for a bit? You guys will feel the warmth off of the top of the pond kind of come and seep into your bones a little bit. You'll smell the sulfur, all that jazz.
I want to kill something now. I've had a shitty day.
Flip 2's gonna go back across the fucking pond.
I guess Hawk will say his mantra and then follow after Flip 2.
Okay, I'm going to say the group probably has resistance to the mist because a lot of you have already been affected. And so you're good on that. But if you could make an acrobatics check for like slipping, because you guys are probably moving pretty quick.
Can I do athletics?
Sure. Acrobatics, athletics, whichever one you want.
I'm doing this with my fingers in my ears and I'm going, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you.
So Hawk is so into his mantra that he's having a little bit of trouble staying on. And but he does stay on. He just kind of like wobbles back and forth like he's waddling. He doesn't have a center force of gravity. And then Wolfie like dips a paw or two into the water in between the stepping stones. And from Wolfie's paws, neon aura kind of expands, bumping into other things. And when it bumps into other things, a neon aura expands from those things. So then there's this echoing kind of neon color aura going over the top of the water. And the water kind of starts to turn a little bit. And you start seeing like the tips of seaweed come up from the water.
Chippy chop, motherfucker. Chippy chop. You stay away from my wolf. Stay away from my wolf. And me. Everyone else can fuck themselves, but...
The seaweed do anything? They're making an aggressive move towards us?
No, you guys are all moving. I'm just saying
Okay.
this is what's happening while you guys are moving.
Okay, alright, well, Hawk will keep an eye on the seaweed at the ready. A spear at the ready will keep moving down the path.
You're wobbling and you want to pull your spear out?
Wow. Well, I'm using it as the end of as like a walking stick, you know, to stabilize my walking.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, you guys make it to the other side and you go and you walk back up the hill that's behind the multi-story building, and you level out and you walk into the courtyard instead of going back into the building through the kitchen, which is how you came out. And you come up into the courtyard and you'll hear Felix like call out to secretary, and in a few minutes, out of another building across the way, a woman in a pantsuit that is blue comes out. She has fur all over her skin, all over her arms, the parts you can see. over her like shins because she's in heels and a pantsuit, and she's got spots, and she's got very floppy ears. They're not too long, but they are floppy, and she's like a tight black bob. She's like, the colonel will be right down. And as she turns away, you can see she has like this weird steampunk styled kind of handgun tied onto the back of her waist, holstered between like her jacket kind of and her skirt. And in a few minutes after you guys chill for a few, and the kitchen brings out refreshments and snacks and tends to the wounded, the a what are horses called? I'm just gonna say a horse lady because I don't remember the other name. Comes
Centaur?
out. Hmm?
A centaur?
A centaur?
Yeah.
Not a centaur. I mean like a humanoid that has horse features. So like she has a woman's body, but she's covered in very short hair fur, and she
The
has
horse tail?
very tall ears, like horse ears, and she has a curved artisan metal jewelry, like a large necklace, and then like shin guards coming up from like these stiletto heels. She's very tall, and she's a choker with a ruby. And she walks over to you guys. She's in a, I don't know, maybe like a purple dress. She's like, "Did you find the scale?" And Felix brings it forward and presents it. And she walks over to like this long pond, a different pond. I like ponds. And she kind of like motions you all over, and um, she's congratulating you. She's very happy. She's ecstatic. She's like, and you know, the supply caravan is coming, so you guys can leave. Thank you so much for helping us. You know, we're trying to set up an area for people who don't want to participate in the war to live, and this will go a great way into allowing that to happen. This should allow me to create enough power to cement our territory and start a new reign of light. And you see she sets the scale on like the edge of the pond, and the whole group is like surrounding it.
I want an insider.
She's very mad. She doesn't understand why she can't have her happily ever after, and she's pissed. And
But
that's
like
basically.
in regards to the scale and her
Oh, she loves it.
use of it. No, no, and her use of it, is it actually for a new era of light and good, or is there something she not saying?
I mean, it's for an era of light, but she's a very angry person. So you kind of get the vibe that no, it's not actually for the era of light. It's probably for something else.
Got it. Um, my wolf is gonna run and grab it and start hauling ass.
So out of the pond raises these humanoid fishes that have the shape of eels, and they start eating people. They have these runes painted in white on their bodies, and it doesn't seem to wash off in the water because they came from the water and they're still there. And they have the same teeth that Felix has, and they kind of almost have the same facial features. And as you know, just starts, you know, the gray-skinned man gets, bitten and torn in two, and then he dies. And
How's the wolf doing?
the wolf makes it. The wolf was out of there.
Yeah, Flip too is of course like following the wolf and is like, nah, I don't trust you fools.
And then basically everyone else who is in the party gets eaten by these fish people almost instantaneously. There's a lot of fish people, and the colonel just kind of stares after the wolf and this bird person, and she's not very upset at all. And she just starts walking towards where you guys were running. So do you guys want to make a save on not getting eaten by fish? Because they're coming after you. They're going to eat you.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
The acrobatics again? Or what?
Yeah. Acrobatics.
Oh my god, why am I so trash?
Well, somebody's getting bite chest out of them.
So a fish just straight up gobbles you.
Oh no.
Calm down.
All like all in one gulp and swallows you without
Oh
even
no.
just tenderizes you a little bit with the with biting you, and the venom kind of like sinks into your body and paralyzes you. So you're still kind of alive a little bit, but you can't breathe and you're paralyzed inside the throat of this fish. It's like an eel, so it has a very long throat. Um, and then, why are you laughing?
This is just like one of Daye's normal dreams.
So one fish tries to bite Hack, and Hack kind of like squiggles to the side and escapes. And then there's actually a fish that was right there, so he kind of jumps into another fish's mouth when he evades one fish, and then the other fish kind of helps the fish's mouth he jumped into eat him, so he's torn in half by two fishes.
Not even a chance to turn into anything else. Because I was just going to turn into a minnow and just lean into it. What?
Roll a d100. You turn into a minnow in the mouth of a fish.
Yeah. Okay, I'm swimming down.
Okay. And then the colonel is calling out to some people and her secretary to come follow you, FIP2, and corral you. There is a... the reason the Dragonborn lady couldn't leave is because there's actually a force field, so that she needed to wait for the supply train to come in. And the supply train should be coming in any time, so the shield should be going down at any time, but it's not down right now. What do you do?
Okay. So my wolf is going to slow down enough so I can catch up. So I can grab this scale thing and like examine it while I'm running.
Okay. I don't know if that's like investigate or perception or what.
Well, there's an investigation.
Excellent. On it, you'll see an inscription that says, to summon the well, you must balance the scales with the horn and the heart and the string.
Huh. All right. Do I get a sense that the fish people who came up from the lake were summoned by this scale?
Yeah. Like it kind of feels like it could be old magic, and the fish folk definitely feel like they were also old magic.
And none of them made a move towards the scale, but just slaughtered people until my wolf took it.
Yes, they were hungry hippos.
Okay. So they didn't necessarily care about the scale. At least that's what I'm thinking as Flip 2. Okay. Let's see. The scale's still put together?
Yes,
I'm
you're
gonna take it
holding
apart.
Okay.
And see if the fishies then stop.
So after everyone was dead, the fish went away. So it's kind of hard to tell whether or
Oh,
not
I thought
taking
you said
apart
that
the
they were
scale.
also chasing me. Sorry.
No, the
I
fishes are stuck
misunderstood.
to the pond. My bad.
Okay.
The people, the humanoids that run the compound, they are looking for you.
They're after me. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna take the scale apart.
So as you come around a corner, you'll see like the Dragonborn lady in her charge, and she'll kind of like give you like a heads up. She never went over to that other part with her charge. They came like they went away because they had stuff to discuss. But she'll see that you have the scale, and she'll kind of like questioningly look at you, like, "What's up?"
Flip 2 is gonna say, liar, angry, hide.
Hide it. Oh, it's one of those scales. She'll like think for a minute. We're about to leave when the caravan comes through. We're just going to book it. Do you want to come with us?
Flip 2 like screeches to a halt, pauses, and looks around for the people chasing them. Are they visible? Are they close?
They aren't visible yet. They were walking towards you. They're very confident because their forest field is still up that you can't get away no matter how fast you run. So
Right.
they're chasing you, but they're not running. They're just walking. They're
But
like,
They're doing a Michael Myers thing.
okay. But if when the caravan comes, the force field goes down.
yes. And it's coming. It's just not here yet.
Flip 2's gonna say in a questioning tone, time?
It should be any minute now. Next 10 minutes. I just spoke with the kitchen staff and they say the schedule is it arrives here very soon.
I wanna. Okay, so wait. No, I incited her earlier and she just wanted to get in and get done.
Yes.
I remember this. And she's not really giving me any vibes seeing me with it.
No, she'll continue and she'll say, I work in an academy that takes in kids from all over the land that don't have homes and trains them. And our headmaster, she knows a lot about old magic. She might be able to tell you what that does. I can't. I haven't. The last one I saw did some bad stuff, so I'm not sure if it's the same kind of scale or not.
I'll look very uneasy while I'm looking around for the people who were chasing me and then towards where I think the caravan is coming from. And kind of then take out my longbow and watch the direction I was coming mostly, but like checking around me every once in a while to make sure that they didn't like flip back. So I'm ready to shoot anyone I see that was chasing me. And I'm going to say, defend.
Yeah, if they're coming after you, we should probably move. We're pretty in the open right here, just on the back of a building. So she'll like wave over to like behind a stock barn that's more towards where the edge of the encampment is. where the road leads to, so the caravan will come there.
Mhm.
And she'll say, "Here, I'll go, and then I'll cover you." And you'll see that her like sidekick kind of knows the drill, and she's like helping. So she gets you guys. She runs across the way. Doesn't No alarms are really sounded, so you don't think anyone sees her. But the other side also doesn't seem super alarmed, so it's kind of hard to tell. And her and her charge get across probably like, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet to the other side of this barn, which is on like the edge of the encampment towards the exit. And she'll watch the open area in between the two buildings and like wave you forward like you're good.
I will check. My wolf will check. And then we'll run across together.
So one of the kitchen staff comes out and like waves at the Dragonborn lady, like, friendly. So you guys were seen, but you weren't seen by someone who was actively chasing you. So there's that. And you go across to the other side of the barn and you wait, and it looks like it's still night. You guys were in that dungeon for probably all night. So it should be still dark but lightening up closer to dawn. And so on the horizon, which is like lit a little bit, you'll see I mean, it's a weird world anyway. Like 3 Hummers coming down the road.
Okay.
And they're not there yet, but they're coming.
Like the car?
Like a car.
Okay.
Alright.
So to my understanding, this caravan is coming to drop off supplies and then it's going to leave again.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to look at the Dragonborn and go, steal? Because
Maybe.
I actually have, I'll say can drive. I have land vehicle proficiency.
Nice. Yeah, I don't drive much, so that's great though if you can. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see about taking one as soon as they get here.
And then me and my wolf are still going to be on the lookout. Wolf is going to be using like their hearing, and I'm going to be, looking.
So there's going to be a couple robed figures that come up to the barrier and like raise their hands and then raise their hands down a couple of times. Like it seems like it takes a long time for them to do all of their magic ritual, and then before you know it, the shield is gone. It just kind of dissipates into the air. And the Humvees roll up, roll in, and they go onto uh, that big open space that you guys crossed to get behind the barn. And they park there and shut off their engines and get out, and they start unloading into the barn and into the kitchen.
Okay. I'm going to look at the Dragonborn lady and say, go.
Yeah, it's still down. So let's see if we can get one. So
Okay.
she'll follow you to approach the vehicles.
I'm going to stealth.
No one
Wolf.
sees you.
Do you want me to do my wolf too? Stealth?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually going to let me click it. Yes, it did. Okay. And then I'm going to look and see if the keys are still in the vehicle first.
The keys are in the vehicle. So the Dragonborn lady, she stealths poorly but sufficiently, and her associate kind of stumbles and like when she opens the car door, it screeches open.
Okay, hearing that, I'm gonna like try and like reach across and like grab her in quickly and start the engine and GTFO.
So the engine starts, but it like takes a minute for like when you go to switch the gears, it like switches gears so fast that you like miss the gear that you were going for, which I assume is like either drive or reverse. There's enough space for you to like do either one. It's a big open area. So it just
Yeah.
takes you a minute and then you like get into the one that you want.
Okay.
Not a whole minute, like I don't know, 15 seconds, and then you get into the one you want.
Okay. And then I would say where?
Go down the road that they came from.
And I'd get the fuck out.
So as you
Oh, I would. Hold on. I would have my wolf watching out the back for anyone following.
yeah, and the charge, she also is watching out the back with the wolf, and the dragonborn's watching the front with you in the front seat, looking for danger that way. You'll hear the associate charge, the charge. I keep changing her name. The charge. She'll say, the colonel. She's jogging towards us now. I wonder how she can run on those high stilts. It's crazy. And the dragonborn lady will be like, well, it's still down, so we can still get out. We'll be fine.
I'll gun it.
And you guys are down the open road, cowboys.
Did I totally fuck up your plan of killing the party?
I mean, I killed most of the party.
I feel like I totally messed up your plan. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Do I get to where I'm going?
Yes, you do. You get to where you're going. It's a long because you guys were in a war zone, so you got to go like through some war areas and get gas on the slide because
Right.
technically you don't have papers for anywhere, but you make it to the academy and
about papers, I have a skill called expert forgery, so I can forge
Nice.
papers.
Excellent. So I'll say you forge papers for the charge and yourself. However, the Dragonborn lady is too well known, so it's like a 50-50 shot. You could forge papers for her, or like we could just cloak her and try and hide her.
Can we disguise her?
Yeah.
That's probably what Flip 2 would do. Being a Kenku.
She's really bad at being disguised.
Okay. Then...
So she's like 6'2", and
Yeah.
her skin is red, and she's got
Right.
these horns, and she's got luscious, beautiful hair.
Right.
But it's long and it's big, and usually it's braided back. She's just like a big person.
Yeah. Okay. So then if that doesn't work, then Flip 2 would resort to trying their best to like hide her among, because they didn't finish taking out the cargo, right? Because we got it pretty quick. So then Flip 2 would try to hide her like amongst the cargo, like build up the cargo around her kind of thing.
Yeah, she can lay in the back
To keep her out of sight.
Yeah, we'll say that The cargo that you got stuck with was bananas and spam.
Nice. No Reese's.
So, no Reese's.
Spam and Reese's.
There is a random bag of Skittles in the
Nice.
side door, though.
All right.
And, yeah, so it probably takes like a week and a half because this is actually why these two were there in the first place. They were traveling from here to there.
Uh-huh.
And, they didn't complete their mission, but at least they got out alive. And, yeah, you end up having to be super careful because the Hummers didn't actually belong to those people. They stole them from one of the sides that was warring. So you like end up painting images and like disguising the Hummer.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys will eventually make it over to the academy. And the charge is like totally and completely disgusted with the Dragonborn. She's just like, this is the worst time I have ever spent with you, and I hate you, and you will never bench me for flag games again because this was ridiculous. And when I was sent to detention, this was not the plan. It was supposed to be an easy job. We go there, we pick them up, we come back. But no, this happened. And she just rants on for like the next few minutes as you guys park and just like take a breather. And someone comes up to like check and see who you are. And it's this huge campus that's reminiscent of like a university campus that's actually taken care of, but that has like a magic touch because magic folk go to school there. So I'll say the headmistress is probably busy. She's not, waiting for you guys to return. And so a secretary comes down and meets you and says, "Follow me," and takes you up into a building. And then, the charge is like, "I'm actually just going to go to the dorms. I'm so tired." And she just like walks off. And you'll see like the Dragonborn woman, she just kind of like huffs, like, "Children, my God, it's not like she died." And she'll turn to Flip 2 and be like, "I'm not sure I ever got your name. I'm so sorry. Who are you?" "I think I was too busy." That's it? That sound?
They'll nod.
She's not sure that your name is what your name is. So she's just going to like continue walking down the hall, thinking like maybe you didn't hear, and she's not invested enough to continue the conversation. So she just like continues down the hallway, and you guys walk up a couple flights of stairs, and you see like some huge posters in the stairwells talking about, "Go and see your counselor. The career is your future." Just general pro-choice, career empowering messages from like people that don't know what they're doing with their lives to kids that don't know what they're doing with their lives. And you'll arrive to like a door that's seen better days. It's like kind of hollow metal that's been punched a couple of times and maybe set on fire, and then thrown off its hinges, thrown back on its hinges. The floor is linoleum, and everything looks clean, just battered. And doors are open, and you'll see a desk,
Bald man.
a basic, right, a basic desk, and you'll see a bald woman in a velvet deep blue robe that covers her entire body except for her neck and her face, and it has silver designs on it, and she's writing just with like ballpoint pens on paper, like signing things, and she's got stacks of paper all over her desk. It's organized but also chaotic. And she'll look up and she'll stand and she'll be like, "Oh my goodness, you're finally back. You took forever."
Does Hack get
Did you
out
get
of the fish
did you-
that ate him? Since he turned
fish?
into a minnow?
He turned into a minnow.
Yeah, so like is he still in that fish or was he able to escape somehow? Sorry, I'm just curious.
No, I'd say he's still in the fish because
Still in the fish?
the fish has water in it, and the water could have air in it, and the fish will continue to eat things, so the minnow could just stay alive in there until it dies of old age.
Oh no, it's 1 hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, then you die. You drowned in a fish's stomach. They're more like eels, though, to be honest, in my mind. They're like these long, slithering creatures, but like giant ones with like the faces of fishes and humans kind of like smashed together. I should draw one. Are you good? You did die. You didn't make it out alive.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay.
Poor Hack. He died how he lived.
High and leaning into everything.
So the headmaster will
Sure.
congratulate you for coming back, and she'll turn to the Dragonborn lady and be like, Breen, who is this? This is not one of the children. Who did you bring back? And she'll be like, this is Thoop Kui. Like, and then she'll like clap. She's so tired, she's not sure. And the headmaster will just be like, all right. And then she'll like somehow figure out exactly what Breen was trying to communicate and turn to Thwip, damn it. Thwip Thu, and like say the name correctly because the headmaster's a boss like that, and be like, what do you have there? That looks like a very dangerous piece of metal.
Scale. Protect.
Oh. The place you were stuck was trying to use that?
Flip 2 will nod.
Well, it's good you took it. That thing can summon a terrible titan. I'm tired, so
Protect?
everything has matching syllables now. That's great that you protected it. We can keep it here if you want. I have a vault. It'll be somewhat safe, and then we can put it in a new dungeon.
I trust no one.
Okay. Well.
No. I just incited. Sorry, I should have said I'm going to incite her to see if I can.
Inside check.
Oh, got you.
Oh,
She's
you want to get inside her, all right?
God. She seems truthful and honorable, and like she is a good person, and like she just wants to help you. She doesn't want to take it away to have it herself. She just wants to help you take care of it. That's all.
Okay. Flip 2 is gonna like hold up the pieces and like lay them out on the desk separated and say dungeons.
That's a good plan. Here, I have an index of some really good ones that we hide some stuff in. Usually people just die when they go in them. It's a fabulous system because I don't get raided.
Flip 2 will nod.
All right. Well, why don't you sit down? I'll call for some. Do you drink tea?
Sleep first.
Oh, sleep. Sleep first. Bryn can take you to her quarters, and you can bunk with her. You guys seem to have a good, rapport going. I wouldn't want to throw you in with random people, and being an academy for all ages, we get some characters.
And then Flip 2 is gonna point to the pieces vault.
Oh, yes, right. I could use some tea myself. And she'll walk behind the desk, and she'll like raise her hand in like a hello rainbow motion, and Rainbow colors will sparkle from her fingers. A glyph will appear on the wall, and you'll hear like a opening sound, like a creak, like a and the wall will raise, kind of like a curtain up into itself and like roll up, and then it'll like the very edge of the curtain will kind of like smush its edges together, like it's kind of like licking its lips, and it'll be like, "What do you got for me, headmistress?" Well, we have some metal pieces today.
Flip 2 is going to say, scale.
Yes, when assembled, it is a scale. And the curtain will go, "Sounds tasty. Give it to me." And the headmistress will one by one pick up the pieces and feed them to the rolled up wall. And you'll see that they like kind of move through the curtain, the rolled up curtain, and like get kind of slowly floated, deposited into this cube receptacle that you can see into only because the wall is rolled up in that portion. And then she'll like hand over the other two. And he has a little bit of trouble with the longer ones, kind of like choking a little bit, but you know, he gets through it. And
Phrasing!
all the pieces are in the wall. It's like, that was tasty. Thank you. And he kind of like unrolls himself and face plants into the rest of the wall, and kind of the glyph shimmers back into the wall, sinks in, and it just looks like a wall, and nothing is there.
Flip 2 is going to pat the wall and just say, protect. Much like
Yes.
he would pat the wolf. You know, like good wall.
The headmaster will nod and say, "I agree. Definitely."
And then I guess Flip 2 and the wolf would follow Breen and go to sleep, and eventually they'd find dungeons for it, and happily ever after the end, no one finds it. Ha-ha!
Yes. Woo!
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Daye, for providing us with that one shot tonight. I had a lot of fun. I hope everyone else did too. For those who popped into the Strim Stram, thanks for coming. We appreciate you. And we will be back on Monday, 7 p.m. Central. Bye.